The front light on Ram towing mirrors and small mirrors on 2019 and newer Ram 1500 trucks operate as a signal only. This video will show you how to get them to operate as a signal and running light 1.0 as designed by Boost Auto Parts. To get all the parts and accessories shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com. Begin by removing this trim piece with a 90-degree pick, and then come through and remove the two 10mm bolts. Remove the trim behind the door handle with a pick as well as a body trim tool. Remove the 10mm bolt behind the door handle. Using a plastic trim tool, start at the rear and remove the window switch. Remove any connectors on the back side. Using a trim tool, work your way around the door releasing the body trim clips. It's easiest to start in the front. When you get towards the top, make sure the lock lever clears before pulling away from the door to release the remainder of the trim clips. To release the door cable, there's going to be two little notches right here. We're going to take some needle nose pliers. You're going to depress those two notches, then pull the door cable back straight like that. That's going to release it from this plastic retainer. Then you're going to slide it all the way forward and then pull the cable straight up and off. That will release the door panel, and you can just take the door panel off and set it to the side. Unplug the black mirror connector from the door module. This portion of the video is filmed on the bench, however you will want to do this on the vehicle. If you do it on the bench, the module may not fit through the hole in the door, so it is just filmed on the bench for ease of videoing to ensure that we can show you easily. On your mirrors, you should have a black connector and a white connector. We're going to be working with the black connector. The first thing we're going to do is cut back the black tape so that you can get more access to the wires, being careful not to chafe anything. We're going to begin by cutting the turn signal power wire. That's going to be in slot 1. Slot 1 in the black connector is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner. In this case, it's a gray wire. However, wire color may vary, so you want to go off pin location as primary reference. Locate the wire in slot 1 and cut it a couple inches back from the connector. Strip both ends. Included in your kit would be this dual function module. The orientation of this module is very critical. The short wire coming off the black connector needs to go into the blue wire. The orange wire on the single side is going to connect to the other end, leading up into the mirror. So again, the orientation of the module is very critical. The single orange wire leads towards the mirror, and the blue wire connects into here. Place the turn signal power wire coming from the black connector into the blue lead on the dual function module, and then crimp it down. Place the orange wire on the single side of the dual function module into the wire leading up towards the mirror and crimp that down. Included with your kit should be a long orange wire for each side. Locate the side without the fuse, which should be a little bit shorter. Then crimp the end of it into the orange wire next to the blue on the dual function module. It should be pre-stripped, so you can just pull that off the end, crimp it down. Heat shrink the butt connectors. Included with your purchase will be this bag of extra taps. This is a universal harness, and for this Ram application it is not needed, so you can just discard this. And pull this little rubber grommet out from the door. Take a pick, and you're going to come right in this hole right over here. You want to be right up near the entrance, and you're just going to carefully poke through the rubber boot. Take your running light wire and you want to guide it through that hole that you just poked with your pick. You want to leave just enough slack so that this connector can go around the speaker and follow the factory wiring. Remove the grommet in the inner part of the door jamb. It's just a press fit design. Then take your wire and pass it towards that area. Pull the slack straight on through, being careful not to chafe any of the wire. Reinstall the door grommet. Using your hand, remove the rubber off the plastic connector body in the door jamb connector. To remove this connector from the body of the truck, there's a clip, one clip on the top and two on the bottom. Take a pick and depress the clip straight at the top. It's right in the middle. There are two tabs at the bottom of the connector that need to be released. Use your left hand to release one and then the pick for the other, and the connector will pull from the body of the truck. Just to show you, the two clips at the bottom are right here and here. That is what we are depressing at the bottom, and then the clip at the top is this one right here. So you depress all three of those and the connector will be removed from the body of the truck. Locate a thin, firm piece of metal and run it through the door boot. In this case, we're using a straightened out coat hanger. Tape the end of your running light wire through it, and then pull it straight on through, fishing the wire through the door boot. Locate the hollow area between the two connectors on the door boot and pass your orange wire through, being careful not to chafe it. Utilizing a trim removal tool, we're going to remove this piece right over here. Guide your running light wire in through the hole into the cab of the truck. On the passenger side, it will be nice and open and easy to get to. You'll be able to see the orange wire right away. On the driver's side, at the surface, it looks like you will not be able to access it, but there's actually a hole right over here. So you can just reach your hand in, and then you'll be able to feel the orange wire. You can just pull your slack straight on in. Take this rubber boot and put it back around the body of the connector. Install the door side rubber boot. It's important to note that this vertical tab needs to face up. So you'll just push that down into the door jamb and work the grommet straight in. Reinstall the cab side connector. Just line it straight up. You want to make sure that it snaps fully into the door. Perform the same procedure on the passenger side. Now for the passenger side, you can see we have the running light down here on the passenger side. We've removed this one clip that holds this piece down, and see we've just kind of ran our wire right along here. Now we have the wire right over here. Now what we've done is we've taken our coat hanger and we've ran it over to the driver's side from the passenger side. You can see we have our wire taped to our little coat hanger, ran across. We're going to carefully pull it over towards the driver's side. We'll just keep pulling it through from the driver's side. And we'll pull the slack from the passenger side over to the driver, and we'll reinstall those clips on the passenger side. It is important to note that there are some mechanisms for the blower motor in here. You need to make sure this wire is clear of those white gears over there. Remove these two 7mm bolts on the driver's side. Remove this panel. It's just going to come down slightly. It's not going to be fully removed. There's just some trim clips holding it on. Remove this 15 amp fuse right down here. This is fuse 49 for your reference. Take the original fuse that you removed from the truck and place it into the lower slot on the fuse tab. Make sure that the fuse slides all the way forward. Guide the running light wire from the driver's side as well as the passenger side straight up to this area. Make sure that they're clear of any pedals or any obstructions. Then take the wires, get them right near the location that we're going to be going, cut them both. Strip the ends of both the running light wires for the driver's side and the passenger side. Twist the driver and passenger side wires together. Place the two wires that are twisted together into the butt connector on the fuse tab and crimp them down. Take your fuse tab and plug it back into the original fuse location. Then guide your wires up out of the way and tie them up with a zip tie. Guide any wires right over here up so that when you reinstall this they clear. Then place it back into position and snap back in the trim clips. Reinstall the two 7mm bolts. Make sure your running light tap wire is out of the way. Then reinstall this trim piece right down here. You have your two clips here and then your clips over here. Plug back in the mirror connectors into the door module. Make sure all your wires are clear of any door panel clips. Then lift your door panel into place. You want to make sure that your window switch and any connectors that need to be plugged back in are guided through their respective holes in the door panel. Reconnect your door cable. Start by connecting the cable down to the assembly right here. Then pull it back and slide it, and this should slide all the way forward. Lift the door panel straight up and guide the lock lever straight through the hole in the door panel. Line up all the push pin clips on the door panel, then begin snapping them into place. Plug the door switch back in. Reinstall the window switch. To do that, you want to latch it at the front first, then slide down at the rear. Reinstall the one 10mm bolt here and the two down here. Snap the two plastic trim covers back into position. And just like that, your installation is complete. It's important to note that on 2019 and newer Ram 1500s, it is not possible to tap into the park light circuit. Therefore, your running lights will be on anytime the ignition is on. To get all the parts shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com.